Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and the famous TikTok. What were merely considered as social media sites have been seen in the recent past to be changing people's lives financially. We see people, mostly between the age of 23 and 40, making a living off content creation that has its main audience online. If your content is interesting and more people subscribe to it, you get paid more. However, most of the current content creators are young people who decide to venture into the creative industry while still undertaking their tertiary education. Some do the two concurrently, while others decide to sideline education completely. Why is that? Let's engage with some industry players and see if they can enlighten us on why this shift has been rampant ever since the year 2019. My name is Eugene Omondi.
My name is Andrew Alovi. I am a marketer. I've been a marketer for about 15 to 16 years now, and I focus most of my marketing in sports and entertainment.
Hi, mimi naitwa Muslim Ali, but najulikana. My brand name is Presenter Ali. I'm a content creator on all social media platforms, that is YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I'm also a TV presenter pale Switch TV, na host kipindi kinaitwa East Africa Base every Monday to Friday from 5 p.m. It's all about East African entertainment. I started creating content 3 years ago. I was basically doing entertainment news, vitu kama hivyo. I went ahead nikaanza kufanya pranks, but right now I'm just doing entertainment and human interest stories.
I think I've been in the creative industry since high school. When I was in high school, I was in the drama club. That's when I started being creative. When I went to campus, I actually studied creative and performing arts, and I started doing a lot of executions around creative and performance. Now, after uni, when I started working in 2007, I started my first job was in the media before I went back into the FMCG world, but I was involved with a lot of creative talent across Africa throughout my career because I needed to create brand assets around football, brand assets around music. I need to create music assets and properties for the brands that I worked for. So you could say I've been around the block since around 1998. There's been a very great, metamorphosis in the creative industry over the last 10 years. For me, the biggest one being the fact that today the creative industry players are actually able to monetize and make a living full-time by being in the creative industry. Back in the day, people who are, if you're a musician, if you're an actor, that was considered a side hustle because the creative economy wasn't strong enough to sustain livelihoods. Today, the story is very different, and you have people who are living well off the creative industry. I'll also say there's been a lot of change in terms of legislation around, the creative economy. So things like intellectual property rights can now be discussed and can now be respected, and this is what is enabling the creative industry to become more and more of an economy to be focused on.
Actually, every day I usually notice kwamba the content creation scene is changing every day, and then I feel like it's now become a full-time job for content creators. Si kama kitambo, people would be doctors, be something else, and then they're creating content as a part-time thing. So one of the biggest changes ambazo nimeona ni kwamba content creation is now becoming a full-time job.
There has been an evolution in terms of how we view a career in the creative industry. When I was going to university to study creative and performing arts, my mother was very disappointed in me because she said, why can't you study a proper course? So there was a generation that did not identify creative abilities as being, careers on their own. So if I'm a talented footballer, I'd still need to go and do my biomed or go and study my Bachelor of Education, because the parents in that generation did not think that you can actually make a living out of your skill and out of your talent. Now, over time, this has been evolving, and so today you have a pretty different set of parents who are experimental enough to allow their children to explore whatever talent that they have. So you're having, the reason why you're seeing more people doing that is because more people are being enabled to do it. When my daughter was 3 years old and she told me she wanted to be a ballerina, I did take her to ballet classes because I said, maybe this could be the path that she could go.
One of the things ambazo watu wanafaa wajue ni kwamba content creation can, and if you push it very well, inaweza ikakulipia bills, even sometimes better than other professions.
If you look at Kenya, Sauti Sol are making a living, and they don't live small, they live large, just because of the music that they do. If you go down to South Africa, AKA is a rapper. He started his career 10 years ago in 2011. Today he is the second richest musician in South Africa, richer than even Rebecca Malope. Why? Because he focuses on music, and music pays his bills. So the answer is yes, there is money, and a lot of money that is to be made from the creative economy. If you look, I mean, this is a global thing. Oprah Winfrey has a $3.5 billion business empire that was built purely from showbiz and entertainment. If you look at Kylie Jenner, she was named as the world's youngest billionaire. She made her money from cosmetics and showbiz. So there is money, a lot of money, good money to be made, and I'd encourage anyone who feels like they want to venture into that field, please, by all means, jump in.
People have stopped working as teachers in schools to be teaching online as content creators. People have stopped being actors in other people's movies and gone into being actors in their own YouTube channels. People have gone from working as drivers for people to teaching people how to drive. So content creation is the future, and anyone who wants to be a content creator in the future, don't wait for the future, because the time is now. It's possible, and it's something I would really encourage anyone out there. By maybe you're in school, maybe you're working, you can still consider making that extra cash as a content creator, because at the end of the day, who doesn't want some extra money?
As we have just seen, or rather heard, the creative industry is a place where people are going into very confidently. We see the likes of Kennedy Odhiambo, aka Crazy Kenna, and Emmanuel Otieno, also known as Flacco, making it big through putting out comical videos every now and then, and this has propelled them to a point where they are now working with corporates. There, however, seems to be no clear-cut plan on how one should start putting out content, what to put out, and how to benefit from it. Many go in blindly, while a few are fortunate enough to receive expert guidance beforehand. Are our seniors supposed to guide us? Should extensive research be done beforehand, or should it be a joint effort between the two?
The problem, though, is that there is a lot of guidance and counsel that is missing, and that's why you're having cases of people abandoning their studies to go and fully focus on their talent, or some busy trying to juggle two things in between. And I don't think that's right. I don't think that should be the case. In my opinion, if I need to go to school and we've agreed that I have a talent as a musician, my schooling needs to be a complementary acquisition of knowledge for the talent that I want to do. It needs to be something that's going to complement what I know I'm really good at. So for example, there's a famous young artist here in Nairobi who is extremely talented. I mean, she just released a very hot EP the other day. She is going to school, but she's going to Berkeley so that she can study music and she can become a better musician. So her schooling is actually, and she'll find a lot of interest in that academic work because it is complementing what she needs to do. Cases where you find people dropping is because I got an A in high school, so my parents think I must either study law, medicine, or engineering, yet I really am a rugby player. So if you were to ask me to do something, maybe I could go and study a science around, sports. I could go and study business around sports, something that complements what I do. So I think much as we want to guide the young ones of today, I think parents need a lot of hand-holding and guiding to be told how to deal with children who are talented and who actually stand a chance to excel because of their talent.
Kukula ugali imefanya mtu ameomoka. Mimi nikule ugali kubwa kumshinda. Pus.
And now you may kiss the bride.
Jesu!
Kidogo. wangu ambao nampenda sana.
Party after party. Party after party.
For you to be able to know what's relevant, first you have to know, look at the field ambayo upo and just know what the audience wants in that field. And then once you're able to do that, it's for you to do something called social hacking. Social hacking is if this specific thing is trending, you don't have to do that specific thing for you to be relevant. You can do anything which is just around whatever you're doing, and you're able to be relevant because you're producing content in line ama kwenye circle ya whatever is relevant.
Chichikola madem buda. Lakini si klasi yetu.
Ai buda.
Awezani
mwanaume ni mistari. Situlie. Sikoje wana tubet.
Wale.
Ai, sibet.
Tubet tu. Bila shida.
Ni aje?
Oh, guten Morgen. Wie heißt du? Ich bin Vanjiru. Tu vas bien? Est-ce que tu vas ici?
What you mean I'm coming? It's actually so exciting to be here. Yeah, I'm on my way there.
Bro! Guten Morgen, bro! Usikuwe hivyo.
Buda. Buda hapo hivi ni cash out kibetika buda.
So for you to be able to monetize, for example, YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. But now, after umefikisha hivyo, the first way you can monetize your content is through the Google Ads and the AdSense. That is, unaonaga view ads, videos zikicheza, kuna zile ads zinacheza. Let's say before the video ama after the video. So from the total views ambazo unapata, you're able to earn from that. Another way you can monetize your content is through promotions. For example, there's a tab called the community tab. If you have good numbers, watu wanaweza tumia, you can use the community tab whereby people will be paying you to post their stuff on community tab. Another way you can monetize your content is through corporates and other brands. For example, I'm a content creator and then I'm doing content in line with fashion. So corporates can pay me to wear their brands, and then that is one of the other ways you can monetize. And then last but not least, which is inafanana tu na hiyo ambayo nimesema, is through selling your own stuff through your channel. For example, me naweza nikakuwa nafanya content ya fashion and then I come up with a merchandise ambayo nitakuwa nauza. So there are different ways ambazo unaweza ka monetize your content. Yeah.
According to statista.com, the creative economy in Kenya in 2021 is expected to have a turnover of $2.1 billion. $2.1 billion. With $2.1 billion, you can build 3 Nairobi expressways that are being constructed along Mombasa Road. Or you could actually construct 21 hospitals in this country, 650 fully equipped hospitals. What does that tell me? That there's actually a lot of money that is passing through the creative economy. And if you have someone, if it's your child, if your brother, your sibling, who has a talent in that area, I wouldn't shy away from it because there is a lot of good money being made from it. I would advise you, just what I said earlier, that make sure everything you're involved in around your life is complementing one another. That it shouldn't be one against the other or have to choose one over the other. So your choices need to be structured in such a manner that they are complementing each other. And of course, I'd like you to know that it's okay for you not to know everything. It's okay for you to be a prolific musician, but a very poor accountant. That's fine, because you will need a team that's going to support you. So know what your strengths are, know what you need to do, and then go and bring people who are going to cover your blind sides so that you can be successful.
As we have seen throughout the video, people have different opinions on the limbo of creativity that is there in this country. Others say that it is an uphill task to both study and create content at the same time, while others say that it's possible for someone to strike a balance between your tertiary education and following content creation as a career path. It has also been said that it is wise to study something that is around the content you're creating, so that your studies complement your content creation at the same time. I have been your host, Eugene Omondi, and I hope you enjoyed this short feature story nicknamed Limbo of Creativity. Thank you.